London had a silence of its own, a kind of silence that only the broken could truly understand. That night, outside HMP Belmarsh Prison, a black car waited without headlights. The iron gates creaked open. A man stepped out slowly, tall, sharp-featured, with eyes that carried the weight of years. His name was Adrian Cole. 4 years behind bars. 4 years for a crime he didn't commit. He wasn't walking out as a free man. He was walking out as a man reborn. Revenge wasn't a desire anymore. It was a mission. The driver opened the door carefully. "Mr. Cole." "Where to?" Adrian stared through the rainy streets of London. To where it all began. It began in Manchester. Adrian had once been respected, a successful consultant, engaged to a woman named Emily, with a future that looked golden. Until the night everything collapsed. His business partner Marcus Hale had accused him of fraud. Millions vanished. Evidence appeared. The media exploded. Adrian stood in court shouting, "I'm innocent." But nobody listened. The judge's hammer came down. 4 years imprisonment. Emily left. His life was destroyed. And Marcus walked free. Prison didn't just punish Adrian. It reshaped him. Every night he wrote the same name on the wall, Marcus Hale. One evening a man approached him, old, calm, dangerous. His name was Luka Romanov, a Russian figure tied to Europe's underground world. Luka studied Adrian and smiled. "You're not here for nothing," Adrian answered bitterly. "They framed me." Luka nodded slowly. "Then you'll want revenge." Adrian's voice dropped. "I need it." Luka leaned closer. "Revenge in Europe isn't taken with fists. It's taken with strategy." And Adrian listened, because the shadow inside him was waking up. 2 weeks later, Adrian Cole returned. Manchester looked the same, but he was not. He moved like a ghost through familiar streets. No old friends, no family, only purpose. Marcus Hale was now living in luxury. A new penthouse, a new reputation, a new life built from Adrian's ashes. Adrian stood across the street watching the building. A quiet voice behind him spoke. "You sure about this?" It was Luka. He had been released early as well. Connections worked miracles. Adrian's jaw tightened. "He stole everything from me." Luka sighed. "Then take it back slowly." That night, Adrian's first move wasn't violence. It was information. He hacked into Marcus's accounts, tracked transfers, shell companies across France, Germany, even New York. Marcus wasn't just a businessman. He was laundering money internationally. Adrian whispered, "So that's the real game." Luka smirked. "And now you hold the knife." The next day, Marcus received a message. One line. "I'm back." His blood ran cold. He looked around his office like he'd seen a ghost. Because he had. Part 3. The trap across borders. Marcus panicked. He hired private security. He contacted old allies in Europe. But fear makes people reckless. Adrian knew that. He followed Marcus to Paris, where Marcus was meeting a criminal investor. The deal was meant to protect his money. Instead, Adrian turned it into a trap. In a cafe near the Seine, Adrian watched from a distance. Luka spoke quietly. "One wrong move and they kill you," Adrian answered. "They won't." He slid a USB drive onto the table of a French detective. Inside it, full proof of Marcus's money laundering network. Banks in Switzerland, properties in London, offshore accounts tied to American crime syndicates. Marcus was bigger than Adrian imagined, and that made revenge even sweeter. That same night, police raided Marcus's Paris apartment. Marcus escaped, barely. He boarded a flight to the United States. Running. Adrian followed, because revenge had crossed the ocean. New York City, loud, ruthless, endless. Marcus thought he could disappear among millions, but shadows always find their target. Adrian stood outside a skyscraper in Manhattan, Marcus's last safe place. Luka joined him. "This is the end." Adrian nodded. He deserves to know what it feels like. To lose everything. They didn't storm the building. They destroyed him legally. Adrian leaked every file, every transaction, every crime. To the FBI, to the press, to the world. Marcus Hale became headline news overnight. International fraud kingpin arrested. Agents dragged him out in cuffs. Marcus screamed, "Adrian, please!" Adrian stepped forward calmly. Marcus froze. "You?" Adrian's voice was quiet. "You buried me." Marcus begged. "I was desperate." Adrian leaned closer. "And I was innocent." Marcus's eyes filled with terror. Adrian whispered the final words. "Now you understand prison." Marcus was taken away. Life sentence. No luxury. No escape. Only the cold walls Adrian once knew. Adrian stood under the New York sky. Revenge was complete. But peace. Peace was something else. Luca lit a cigarette. "So, what now?" Adrian exhaled slowly. "Now I live." He turned away, not as a victim, but as a man who returned from the shadows.